We actually exist. Yes, I'm transgender. I'm not a cross-dresser. And I could only blame one person for that misconception, which is Idris. Here's Bobrisky.
Despite being shunned by the general public, the rate of Nigerian cross-dressers and transgenders have surged from just a few names. And in this video, let's look at the top 10 trans and cross-dressers that you can't believe their transformation. At number 10, we have Josh, whose full name is Ebimo Bowe Joshua Agai, a rising star in Nigeria's cross-dressing community. Known as PW Josh on Instagram, he has caught the attention of many for his stunning photos and bold fashion choices. What really set him apart was his viral moment when he shared pictures of himself dressed as a cult member, something that got a lot of attention and solidified his place in the Nigerian cross-dressing scene. Josh, originally from Bayelsa, is also a professional model and makeup artist, having even won the award for Best Catwalk Male Model Nigeria in 2014. Standing at around 6 feet tall, he has the stature and pose of a runway model and is not shy about flaunting it. Unlike some of his counterparts, Josh has a more playful and laid-back approach to his cross-dressing personnel. He doesn't seem to focus on stirring up drama or controversy, but instead focuses on his craft as a model and influencer. Next up at number 9, we have Jboi, born Daniel Anthony Nsukan. It's another name that's made wave in Nigerian cross-dressing and transgender community. Hailing from Akwa Ibom State, but born in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Jboi has become one of the most prominent figures in the industry, standing proudly alongside the likes of Bobrisky. What sets Jay apart is his unapologetic approach to life as a transgender woman in Nigeria, a country where acceptance of LGBTQ community is still far from the norm. From a young age, Jboi knew he wasn't like other boys. In fact, he often shared stories of his early life where he identified more with his feminine side. It wasn't just about playing dress up. Jboi recognized his true gender identity early on. One of the most vivid memories he shared was wearing a bra to school as early as primary 4, which is a clear indicator that his connection to femininity wasn't something that suddenly appeared in his 20s, but rather a deep-seated part of his identity from the start. His rise to fame was kickstarted by social media, of course. In the digital age, there's no better platform to express oneself, and Jboi did just that. He began posting pictures and videos on Instagram, and it wasn't long before Nigerians started paying attention. By 2020, Jboi was a trending name with his bold photos, sultry dance moves, and twerking videos captivating social media. Nigerians were both intrigued and divided, as it is often the case when someone breaks away from societal norms. Jboi didn't just stop at social media fame, he also made a name for himself as a brand influencer and social media personality. In fact, he founded J Secrets, a beauty consultant company that not only offers beauty products but also promotes beauty tips and consultations. Jboi has been able to build an empire, one makeup kit and one dance video at a time. And while his beauty ventures and twerking challenges have kept him in the limelight, his gender transition and discussions surrounding it have been the focal point of his journey. It wasn't always easy for him though. The stigma around transgender individuals in Nigeria is still a massive issue, and Jboi has been vocal about the hate and discrimination he's faced. He viewed the irony that Nigerians seem more willing to accept hardened criminals than transgender individuals. Next up at number 8, we have Buchi Alexandra, also known as Diva. It's much more than just a cross-dresser. He's a transgender activist and model who has represented Nigeria in various transgender fashion competitions. He has consistently made it clear that he prefers to be identified as a transgender, not a cross-dresser.
Hello everyone, my name is Diva and I'm a transgender here in Nigeria. We actually exist. Yes, I'm transgender. I'm not a cross-dresser.
And he's undergo full gender reassignment surgery. This distinction is something he's not passionate about, as he believes there is a major difference between the two identities, and he's been working hard to shift the narrative around transgender individuals in Nigeria. Born a man, Buchi Alexandra always felt an undeniable urge to be a woman. Growing up, he struggled with his internal conflict, feeling like he didn't quite fit into the societal expectations placed on him as a male. Over the years, this feeling only intensified, and eventually he made the bold decision to embrace his true self and undergo a transformation to become the woman he always knew he was. With his newfound identity as Diva, Buchi stepped into the world of modeling, beauty pageants, and advocacy. His transformation wasn't just about his appearance, it was a complete lifestyle change that allowed him to live authentically and unapologetically. One of the key aspects of Diva's transformation journey has been his activism within the LGBTQ community in in Nigeria. As a transgender woman, Diva has used this platform to advocate for the rights of transgender individuals and has become a prominent voice in the fight against discrimination.
Hello everyone, my name is Diva and I'm a transgender here in Nigeria. We actually exist. Yes, I'm transgender, I'm not a cross-dresser. And I could only blame one person for that misconception, which is Idris. Yes, Bobrisky, I'm calling out to you because you are the actor of all of the problems we have here in Nigeria, the trans community. There's one that calls himself the Princess of Africa, throwing tantrums and shouting all over the place. You are a brand. Yes, do your thing. You are a brand. Do your thing. Don't come and start making all of us look bad, or they start looking at us as retards, or almost as though our gender identity comes first, or we cannot do anything important or valuable with our lives aside our sexuality or gender identity. Please receive sense, Idris. If you don't know what you want to do, don't come in front of the camera. Be a brand influencer. Do your thing, but please, that misconception about the transgender community is very, very wrong, and I've gotten it up to you. Someone needs to speak up.
Number 7, we have Godwin. Is a makeup artist, blogger, and freelance writer who's made a name for himself as one of Nigeria's top cross-dresser. While his path to fame may not have been as dramatic as Diva's, has certainly managed to carve out his own space in the industry. His break came after attending several Lagos fashion events and rubbing shoulders with celebrities. It wasn't long before he caught the public's eyes, especially after taking pictures with popular Nigerian blogger Linda Ikeji, which catapulted him into the spotlight. Owen's journey into cross-dressing started as a way to complement his personality. In his own words, he's always felt comfortable in his skin, even though not everyone is pleased with how he chooses to express himself. Cross-dressing, which is still frowned upon by many African society, has historically been part of African culture in one way or another, even though it's considered a taboo. Owens, however, has never let societal judgment get in his way of expressing his true self, despite the controversies and misconceptions that surround cross-dressing. At number 6, we have Jboi, also known as Chim The I. You can't ignore the audacity and the boldness that Jay brings to the table. Jboi first made waves back in 2018 when he announced that he will undergo gender reassignment surgery once he had enough funds. For many, this marked a major turning point in his life as a cross-dresser, as he signified a transition from simply dressing in feminine attire to taking serious steps towards fully embodying the gender identity he felt inside. Jboi, known for his strong presence on social media, popularly Instagram, made it clear that he wasn't content with half measures. After making his big announcement, he made it crystal clear that he no longer wanted to be addressed as he. The pronoun she was not the official go-to. This shift in pronouns, while simple to some, was a huge statement for Jay. It marks his growing confidence and commitment to his transformation. And of course, in true Jboi fashion, he set up even more balls when he claimed to have undergone the surgery in 2019. He said that he has finally gotten rid of his manly part and replaced it with a female counterpart, keeping this procedure a secret until the right time to reveal it to his followers as a Christmas gift. Now, if you know anything about Nigerian social media, you will know that it's no stranger to skepticism, and Jay's announcement was no exception. His claims were quickly met with doubt and accusation of clout chasing, as many believed he was just using the story to gain more attention. Some called it a public stunt, saying he was simply riding the wave of notoriety that comes with being a bold and flamboyant cross-dresser in Nigeria.
Or like family. So like when it comes to you, how do you handle it? How do you handle criticism?
You know, actually, one thing I've come to understand, most of the Nigerians, you look good, we talk. You look bad, we talk. And I'll be like, it's life.
You know, that's
roll.
it, period.
That's it.
You get me? How do you handle criticism from family?
From family, let me say, my family, they're cool with me. Everybody's cool with me.
Yeah.
So, the only thing I get is that when I'm out and start staring, I just get to feel, I just like, there's nothing in me. Just calm down, be yourself, and this is who you are.
Breathe. Breathe.
Into the top 5 now, we have Jontel Peters, or JP Blush as he's popularly known. His story is no less fascinating. Jontel's rise to fame came with his own share of drama, particularly his beef with Bobrisky back in 2019. You know what they say, when you go up against Bobrisky, you are guaranteed some attention. The spat between the two helped propel Jontel into the limelight, gaining him a flood of new Instagram followers. And for a crossdresser in Nigeria, Instagram is where a lot of action happens. But there's more to Jontel Jontel than just drama. He's been in the game for a while and has built a reputation for himself, particularly in the world of fashion. Known as Black Barbie, Jontel has been part of Toyin Lawani's fashion empire, Titania's empire, since the age of 10. Toyin Lawani, one of Nigeria's top fashion entrepreneurs, has often spoken about Jontel's unique sense of style and the feminine energy he brings to her brand. And while some have speculated about his sexuality, Toyin has made it clear that in her opinion, Jontel is not gay, he's just very feminine, which makes him the perfect fit for her fashion label. Jontel's ability to bring life to pieces on the runway has earned him a spot as one of the top models in Tayana's empire, and his modeling career has only blossomed from there. Like many in the cross-dressing scene, Jontel's path hasn't been easy, especially growing up in Delta State, where his queerness set him apart. He often felt disconnected from the cultural expectations placed upon him by his family, instead finding freedom and comfort in the ballroom and fashion world. At number 4, we have Toby The Creator, as he's often called online. Toby, whose real name is Ogbolu Ifeanyi Toby, is another vibrant figure in the Nigerian cross-dressing scene. He's not so popular like many names on this list, but he's well known. Toby is a content creator, actor, influencer, and of course, cross-dresser. As his social media handle suggests, he's all about creating, whether it's hilarious skits, fashion-forward looks, or viral moments that leaves his followers talking. Toby's rise to fame is tied to his friendship with two other prominent figures in the Nigerian entertainment scene, Derele Edun and James Brown. James Brown, in particular, has been a huge influence in Toby's journey. James, who himself went viral after being arrested in a Lagos gay club in 2018, introduced Toby to a wider audience.
I'm 20 years old. Please, is it a crime to come to be a dancer, helping the family? I repeat myself, I'm a dancer. I come to perform. Simple as that. I'm a dancer. A friend, a celebrant friend. Tell me, please come and perform my friend, John, and he's not here with us. Yes, it's the best. Did they cost me? Ask the policeman. Did they cost me?
And the two have since become inseparable. They often refer to each other as sisters, and their friendship has given Toby an even bigger platform to showcase his talent as a cross-dresser and influencer. In interviews, Toby has shared that he identifies as non-binary, meaning that he doesn't fit neatly into the category of male or female.
Is that a sexual identity or a gender identity?
Yeah, it's not based on sexual.
Okay.
It's Nigeria that make their aesthetic and people with lifestyle sexual.
Right.
So me, I don't see everything about sexuality. I will put it on gender.
Okay.
Because being a non-binary like myself, I can be two personalities. I just say I want to be a man today, I want to be a woman tomorrow.
It's even joked that he might have been a woman in a previous life and was born in this life in a man's body. In fact, Toby has gone as far as to call out Nigeria's educational system for not teaching students about these issues. He believes that the Minister of Education should be educated on the topic of gender identity so that educators can properly inform their students.
Should be told I'm a bad bitch. Me being a man or a woman does not define what I have under my leg. It's an alter ego. So if this alter ego comes, I call her Slutty Amanda. Sometimes if I want to go to party, I'll just be like, oh, sisters. I call my friends sisters because I see them the way they want me to see them. Especially that viral post with him and Jboi that went viral. It's just like if you play Davido, for example, I will say you should nest it. If you play Wizkid, for example, I will say you should nest it. But if you play Tiwa Savage or Rihanna, I'll carry my skirt, I'll fling it, I'll not start. You get, because I can relate.
At number 3, we have Briano Koro, also known as Jama, another figure whose transformation is nothing short of remarkable. Briano stands out because he doesn't just identify as a cross-dresser, he has publicly declared himself as a transgender individual, stating that he was cheated by nature. His bold statements about reclaiming his true self have caused waves on social media. Known for his eye-catching fashion choice, Briano is no stranger to the spotlight. His outfits are daring and his makeup is always on point, turning heads wherever he goes. He emphasizes that he's not in the game to dethrone anyone, unlike the fierce rivalry seen among other cross-dressers. Instead, he just wants acceptance. His journey has not been without struggles. Briano has faced criticism and prejudice, but he remains determined to live his life without letting others' opinion affect him. He made it clear that happiness comes from within and is at peace with who he is now.
I felt I was in the wrong I was a girl in the wrong body. So I felt, this is not me, this is not who I am. People mistake cross-dresser to transgender. Gender is different from sexual identity. Your gender is what you identify to people, and your sexuality is what you practice inside. So cross-dressing, gender, transgender are two different things, but Nigerians mix it up. All these comedians, they're cross-dressers who cross-dress and wear female clothes and do comedy. They're cross-dressers. Transgenders, you're in the process, you're taking medications, you're doing laser, you have a voice person who teaches you how to talk like a woman. You're into so many processes to become. You're changing from male to female.
Number 2, we have Jefferson Ndoma, also known as Jeffina Lewinsky, another cross-dresser who has embraced this transformation in a big way. Jefferson was already a sought-after makeup artist, but cross-dressing catapulted him into a new level of fame. His social media presence is all about breaking norms and pushing the boundaries of what is considered acceptable in Nigerian society. He said that upon first meeting Jeffina, many people wouldn't believe he was born male. His transformation is that convincing. Jefferson's story of transformation is particularly touching because it started in childhood. He recalls how he would sabotage his backpack just so his mother would give him a handbag as a replacement. From a young age, he was drawn to feminine aesthetics, something that wasn't always accepted. He grew up feeling isolated, bullied, and misunderstood, but he eventually found his strength and a community that supported him. Now, as an adult, he uses cross-dressing as a form of self-expression and empowerment. He's an influencer, a model, and an inspiration to many.
10 most asked questions about me, and these are actually questions that repeat themselves, guys. So the first one is, what is your full name? My full name is Williams Jefferson Basi Ndomar Ernest. And Williams Jefferson was actually one name. I think it was inspired by one of the presidents of the United States or something like that. That was my dad's idea. I don't know how he came up with that. Well, somehow Williams went, but Jefferson stayed. So yeah. The second is, where are you from? I don't know how to put this. I'm from Cross River State. I am from Ecom local government and Buki local government. A lot of my parents, like my mom, my grandma, most of my parents are from Buki, and my dad, my grandpa, is from Ecom. How do you handle hate and criticism? I like to say hate and criticism comes from a place of hurting and jealousy, and I don't know, it's not just good to associate yourself with that kind of energy. Surround yourself with what you want. So I feel like out of 1,000 people, even if 90 people hate you, the remaining 10%, just pay attention to the positivity. Why pay attention to the hate when you can look at all that love? Love you! Love me! This next one says, do you plan on surgery or hormones? Oh my god, guys. I'm not even going to lie. I grew up a very insecure kid. People always had a lot of opinions about my body. I was too skinny, too fat, my ears and all that. I never expected it. It took me a really long time to get confident and comfortable in this body, and I really don't know.
Sorry for the laugh.
I really don't know. I don't know for now. I mean, I don't have a problem with surgery. If you don't like your body, definitely work on it. Or I don't know. Time will tell. The next one is, what is your biggest fear? I think that would be losing a loved one. I feel like the trauma of losing my dad at a very young age still hits me till now. I am over 20 years old, and I just don't want to lose my mom or my siblings. Yeah. And failure. I know a lot of people like to talk about how failure is the stepping stone to greatness and all that. I'd rather not do something than do something and fail. Honestly, I feel like I am actually working on this. I don't like to fail. Failure is my biggest fear.
At the top of our list, we have Bobrisky, the first name that normally pops into most people's mind when you mention transgenders and cross-dressers. Born Idris Okunoye Olorenwaju, Bobrisky has undoubtedly earned the title of the most controversial cross-dresser, not just in Nigeria, but arguably in all of Africa. It's hard to think of anyone else who made such waves in the media and managed to keep people talking for years. Bobrisky gained fame back in 2016 when his lavish and flamboyant lifestyle hairstyles started making the rounds on social media. But what really got people talking was his feminine mode of dressing, something that wasn't very common in the public eye, especially in Nigeria. He wasn't shy about it either, and that boldness is part of what made him what he is today. In the beginning, Bobrisky didn't even plan to be Nigeria's biggest crossdresser. In fact, he initially started crossdressing as a marketing strategy. Yeah, he was selling unisex clothes as a student at the University of Lagos and figured to try the clothes on himself, and surprisingly enough, he loved it. That's when he started to crossdress more and more, but it wasn't with the intention of transitioning to a female. He was just hustling and trying to get his clothing business off the ground. Of course, his family wasn't thrilled at first. I mean, you can imagine how traditional Nigerian parents would react, right? But with time, his parents eventually accepted that Bobrisky was going to do things his own way, and he took the cross-dressing phase and turned it into a full-blown career as a social media influencer, internet personality, beauty therapist, and even LGBTQ activist. One of Bobrisky's major money ventures come from advertising and fashion products on his social media pages. He's partnered with a ton of brands over the years, selling everything from skin whitening creams to human hair weaves and makeup. He became a walking billboard, not just for products, but for the lifestyle he so proudly represented. People just couldn't get enough, and it's no surprise that Bobrisky became the most searched in Nigeria on Google between October and November 2016. Bobrisky was not the first Nigerian crossdresser, but he definitely became the most influential. At first, when he started crossdressing, people dragged him for it. Nigeria is a pretty conservative country, and this was not the kind of thing you saw every day.
Hey guys, it's your boy the King of Lagos, and I'm halfway.
Bobrisky,
you look amazingly beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to know the cost of all the outfits you're putting on.
Okay,
how much is the hair?
The hair is like 1.8 million.
1.8 million. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's crazy. Sorry, how much you fix the nails? All the nails all together?
Okay, the nails is like 150,000.
150,000 naira. Whoa. Can you tell about with it?
No, of course not.
Okay, how much is the gown? Sorry.
Okay, the gown is about 1.5 million.
1.5 million naira. Whoa, you are dressing hard, babe. So, how much is the earring?
Okay, the earring is about 1.2 million.
1.2 million naira. Whoa, that's crazy. Sorry, how much is the bangles?
The bangles is about 1.1 million.
1.1 million naira. Man, you like fashion, oh Bob. That's crazy. How much is this? The ring?
The ring is about 750.
750,000 naira. Sorry, I want to, how much is this? Sorry.
This one is about 200,000. 250.
250,000 naira. So you like gold so much?
I love gold.
Like how many gold do you have at home?
So many.
If you want to cost all the gold you have, like how much?
Maybe like 140 million.
140 million naira. Whoa, that's crazy. That's massive. That's impressive. That's crazy. Sorry, how much is the fit, the heels?
I want to sleep passive.
Rich people, they wear slippers, no matter. Okay, sorry, I want to ask one personal question. I don't know if you can answer. You recently did this thing.
My body.
Your body. You are looking awesome. The doctor did a great job. Sorry, how much you acquire all? The hips. Hey! Osage. That's crazy. When you posted this picture, a lot of people came to your DM.
Of course.
Men are crawling.
Of course.
They're celebrating. Have you given anybody any chance?
Shall bring money. They should bring money. Bring money.
Sorry, how much is the cost of the hips?
Okay, the body. I did the body for 4.5 million.
Whoa, that's crazy. In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, in Lagos.
Okay, have you traveled before?
Of course.
How many countries have you been to?
I've been to the US. If it's not okay for me, I can just do it for his little business and quit. But I'm enjoying it. Like I'm enjoying every bit of it. Do you understand? So I don't even want to stop.
Right.
Because I'm enjoying it. My initial plan was, okay, just do for a little business. That's cross-dressing.
Right.
Do this cross-dressing for a little business and make money. But I was not enjoying every moment. Millions of naira drop into my account. Millions of naira drop into my account, like on a weekly basis. Yes. Like I make so much money. Yes. And again, looking at this country.
Yes.
If you're a woman, I think you can make more. You have more opportunity to be more successful than the other way gender. There's this word, this famous word say, now because smart they suffer. Now you Bobrisky wrong, go join woman. So
if you enjoyed the video, kindly click on the subscribe button and like. Click on the end screen on your left to watch the top 10 people you never knew existed in Nigeria.